Greetings, wonderful audience. Amarjit here from Amar PTE classes. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing fantastic. So, thank you to all of you who already subscribed to my channel, and please share these videos with your friends also. And don't forget to like to my videos. In today's video, I'm going to discuss listening filling the blanks because listening filling the blanks is contributing 14 marks in the PTE, 7 marks in the listening section and 7 marks in the writing section. So for improving listening filling the blanks, you have to focus on the spellings as well as you have to get familiar with the different accents and the different speed, because this is the reason कि if you are getting score in the mock test and the practice but you are not getting any score in the final PT exam, so this can be the difference कि you are not familiar with the different accents and with the different speed. So this is the video to all of you so that you can practice these different accents and the different speeds. So I am making this video to all of you so that you can prepare for the PTE at your home without any wasting of money. So these are the videos to all of you, because most of the students are not able to afford the fees, because sometime you will have charged some more fees. So let's start the video and keep your pen and paper ready along with this video. So let's start.
There is such a thing as information overload. There is just so much information out there now that we can't cope with it or fully absorb it, or even decide which bits of it we want to keep in our minds or which to discard. There is a similar thing going on with the range of choices we have as consumers. There is so much stuff out there, so much to choose from that, according to some experts, this situation is making us miserable. Most of us believe that the more we have to choose from, the better. Yet, apparently, our dissatisfaction with this wealth of choice, or rather the anxiety it produces, is part of a larger trend. It seems that as society grows more affluent and people become freer to do what they want, the unhappier they become.
So these are the two strategies. Means if you have a good command on the English, then you can directly fill the listening filling the blanks if there is a large space in between the blanks. Otherwise you can directly note down listening filling the blanks on the copy so that you can do it later, but you have to focus on the spellings and the grammar as well. So first listening filling the blanks was the overload, information overload, and second one is the cop, that we can't cope. Next is or which to discard, so check your spellings of discard. And we have as consumers, so here it is talking about we, so it means it is a plural, then it should be consumers, like plural. Making us miserable, check your spellings of miserable. Then larger trend, and after that effluent. So let's check the spellings and the answers as well as. So these are the answers. You can note down the spellings if you have any problem. So let's do the next. This is only for the practice.
Postmodernism is, broadly speaking, a reaction against the movement or the period, or perhaps simply the values and beliefs of modernism. Most people, even those who seem to know what it is or was about, tend to define it in negative terms by telling us what it isn't or doesn't do. Initially, the term had a fairly limited application and referred to a new anti-modernist style of architecture, but it spread like a virus to include almost all aspects of contemporary culture. One thing we can be sure about is that it wanted to get rid of what were called the grand narratives by which we explained how the world and history got us from the past to the present. Another feature of postmodernism is its belief that truth and reality are human-centred and internal. That is, the primary source of truth in the present age is the self. This, I believe, has now all passed and been thrown in the rubbish bin of history. Yet it is difficult to know whether the age of information technology confirms the passing of postmodernism or is a consequence of it.
So the first one was broadly speaking a reaction. Second is define it in negative. So there are no grammar rules. And third one is initially. So this is the grammar rule because before that here it is a stop. So after full stop you will start your next word with the capital letters. So you have to write I capital. So these are the spellings of initially. Next one is contemporary. So these are the spellings of contemporary. Next one is the internal and last one is the primary source. So sometime you will find the answers of listening filling the blanks within the same paragraph. So just you have to listen the paragraph very carefully. So this is reaction, this is negative, initially, contemporary, internal and source. Let's do the next. Third question.
This being acquired and established, silence would be more easy, and my desire being to gain knowledge at the same time that I improved in virtue, and considering that in conversation it was obtained rather by the use of the ears than of the tongue, and therefore wishing to break a habit I was getting into of prattling, punning, and joking, which only made me acceptable to trifling company, I gave silence the second place. This and the next order I expected would allow me more time for attending to my project and my studies. Resolution, once became habitual, would keep me firm in my endeavors to obtain all the subsequent virtues. Frugality and industry freeing me from my remaining debt, and producing affluence and independence, would make more easy the practice of sincerity and justice, etc., etc. Conceiving then that, agreeably to the advice of Pythagoras in his golden verses, daily examination would be necessary.
So the first one is the established. So if you will see before an, it is a third form of verb. So you will have to write again the third form of verb, means the past participle of the verb. I was getting into of prattling. So check your spellings of prattling, P-R-A-T-L-L-I-N-G. Next one is the resolution, because before resolution here it is a full stop. Again you will start your line with the capital letter. So R is capital here. And next is affluence and the independence. So check your spellings of independence, and here we are going to check our answers. Established, prattling, resolution and independence. I know you are already familiar with these three spellings, but just go through the spellings also. So let's do the next one.
At supper, Johnson talked of good eating with uncommon satisfaction. Some people, said he, have a foolish way of not minding or pretending not to mind what they eat. For my part, I mind my belly very studiously and very carefully, for I look upon it that he who does not mind his belly will hardly mind anything else. He was for the moment not only serious but vehement. Yet I have heard him, upon other occasions, talk with great contempt of people who were anxious to gratify their palates, and the 206th number of his Rambler is a masterly essay against gulosity. His practice, indeed, I must acknowledge, may be considered as casting the balance of his different opinions upon the subject. For I never knew any man who relished good eating more than he did.
So first one is eating with uncommon satisfaction, and next one is I mind my belly very studiously. So check your spellings of studiously, S-T-U-D-I-O-U-S-L-Y. Next one is women, V-E-H-E-M-E-N-T. Next one is gulosity, G-U-L-O-S-I-T-Y. And last one is realist. So let's check the answers first. So these are the answers. You can check your spellings from here also. So these are the spellings. Next one.
When at table, he was totally absorbed in the business of the moment. His looks seemed riveted to his plate, nor would he, unless when in very high company, say one word, or even pay the least attention to what was said by others, till he had satisfied his appetite, which was so fierce, and indulged with such intenseness, that while in the act of eating the veins of his forehead swelled, and generally a strong perspiration was visible. To those whose sensations were delicate, this could not but be disgusting, and it was doubtless not very suitable to the character of a philosopher, who should be distinguished by self-command. But it must be owned that Johnson, though he could be rigidly abstemious, was not a temperate man either in eating or drinking. He could refrain, but he could not use moderately. He told me that he had fasted 2 days without inconvenience, and that he had never been hungry.
So first one is till he had satisfied his appetite. So appetite is with double P, APPETITE. Next one is indulged. So these are the spellings of indulged. With such intenses, INTENSENESS. So I think these are the spellings. Next one, generally a strong perspiration, and next one is but he could not use moderately. So let's check the spellings. So these are the spellings: appetite, indulged, intenseness, and this is the perspiration, moderately. So check your spellings clearly. So you have to write intenseness with double S, appetite with double P, and indulged with ED. Next one.
They who beheld with wonder how much he eat upon all occasions when his dinner was to his taste, could not easily conceive what he must have meant by hunger. And not only was he remarkable for the extraordinary quantity which he eat, but he was, or affected to be, a man of very nice discernment in the science of cookery. He used to descant critically on the dishes which had been at table where he had dined or supped, and to recollect very minutely what he had liked. I remember, when he was in Scotland, his praising Gordon's palates, a dish of palates at the Honourable Alexander Gordon's, with a warmth of expression which might have done honour to more important subjects. As for Maclaurin's imitation of a made dish, it was a wretched attempt.
First one is beheld, second one is quantity, third one is discernment, next one is descent, and last one is rest. It was. So with was we use past participle of verb. So let's check the spellings. Beheld, it's not a behold, it was beheld. Quantity, discernment, so check your spellings: DISCERNMENT, descent, and last one is rest. Next one.
He, about the same time, was so much displeased with the performances of a nobleman's French cook that he exclaimed with vehemence, "I'd throw such a rascal into the river." And he then proceeded to alarm a lady at whose house he was to sup, by the following manifesto of his skill: "I, madam, who live at a variety of good tables, am a much better judge of cookery than any person who has a very tolerable cook, but lives much at home, for his palate is gradually adapted to the taste of his cook. Whereas, madam, in trying by a wider range, I can more exquisitely judge." When invited to dine, even with an intimate friend, he was not pleased if something better than a plain dinner was not prepared for him. I have heard him say on such an occasion, "This was a good dinner enough, to be sure, but it was not a dinner to ask a man to." On the other hand, he was wont to express, with great glee, his satisfaction when he had been entertained quite to his mind.
So first I am going to check the spellings. So first one is displeased with the performances. So here it is performance with S, performances. Next is manifesto, so it is manifesto. Next is whereas, so this is mistake because here it is a semicolon, so after that you have to start with the small letter. Next is exquisitely, and last one is glee. So check your spellings. Exquisitely. So these are the spelling. So write down these spellings if you have a problem. Let's do the next. So this is little bit lengthy. You have to fill carefully.
A Harvard economist's idea, giving free cell phone airtime to high-performing students as an incentive to continue doing well, is now in effect. School Chancellor Joel I. Klein today started the Million Motivation Campaign, an experimental program involving about 2,500 students in 7 middle schools. The students will each receive a free cell phone called the Million, with opportunities to earn minutes and other rewards if they achieve academic goals set by their principals. Teachers and administrators will also be able to use the cell phones to communicate with the students. Part of the idea, according to the Education Department, is to rebrand achievement through a messaging campaign and mentoring program. The students will receive cell phone messages promoting the idea that a middle-class lifestyle is desirable and accessible with a good education, and highlighting the accomplishments of professionals in various occupations. Participants will also have opportunities to get work experiences, life coaching, and academic help through the mentoring program. The free phone is the Samsung U740 handheld mobile device, which has MP3, video, text message, and instant message functions. Students will earn text messages, talk time, and other rewards, such as free ringtones, music downloads, or even tickets, through their performance in school, the Education Department said in a news release. Students will be evaluated on the basis of attendance and behavior, along with 3 other indicators, such as homework completion, class participation, or course grades, chosen by educators and customized to address academic priorities in their specific schools. Administrators will have access to significant new data on student performance, allowing them to track the short-term indicators that contribute to larger goals of boosting student achievement and graduation rates.
So it was little bit typical. So let's check spellings first. After that we are going to check the answers as well. So first one is incentive, student as an incentive. Second one is opportunities. So let's check your spellings because here it is million. So with million we use plural, opportunities. And this is administrators. So here it is the spellings of administrators. Next one is mentoring. So here it is the spelling of mentoring. Next one is desirable. Next one is accomplishment of professionals. And next one is coaching, work experiences, life coaching. Next is event tickets. After that it's said in a news release. Next one is class participation, and next is academic priorities, and after that it is track. Next one, this is the next question.
Buckinghamshire New University in High Wycombe is offering a Retail Management Foundation degree developed in partnership with bed company Dreams. This is the kind of collaboration between industry and higher education the government wants to encourage. Most of the sector's expansion is through such 2-year courses mixing academic and work-based learning. Like the much-publicized McDonald's A-Level, the DREAM degree incorporates the existing company training package. But Buckinghamshire New University Vice Chancellor Ruth Farewell said, "While we recognize the impetus behind the decision to allow companies such as McDonald's to award their own qualifications, we believe that it is better for employers to partner with universities in initiatives such as this one." Dr. Farewell added, "We pride ourselves on our work-based foundation degrees that are designed in conjunction with employers and enable students to gain qualifications while they are working and on the basis of their work experience. Offering Dreams managers this opportunity is a natural extension of our work, especially since Dreams head office is in our hometown. It fits perfectly with the government's drive for greater participation in higher education and the need to enhance the skills base of the nation." Dreams founder Mike Clare said many of his staff had attended the university. The university's pragmatic approach and understanding of the challenges we face has enabled us to launch a development program which will enable staff to continue their education while also focusing on their careers, he said. The first course begins in mid-April, with 12 Dreams managers specially selected to be fast-tracked through the foundation degree in 1 year. 2 years will be the norm for subsequent students.
So let's check the spellings and answers as well, because these are little bit lengthy, but you can also get these type of blanks in the final PT exam. So first one is the retail, second is the expansion, company, impotence, award, and this is initiative. So check your spellings of initiative. INITIATIVES, initiatives, to gain qualifications. Next one is for greater participation, and next one is enhance, pragmatic, and challenges. So here it is challenges. So understanding of, because these are talking about plural, so it should be challenges. So these are the qualifications because they are talking about the employers, so here it should be plural. Let's do the next one.
The loss of construction jobs by immigrants from Latin America contributed to a spike in unemployment among all Latino workers to 6.5%, compared with 4.7% unemployed for non-Latino workers, the report found. As recently as late 2006, Latino workers had achieved their historic low unemployment rate of 4.9%, based mainly on a job boom among immigrants, the report said. To put it bluntly, Hispanics had a rough time in the labor market in 2007, said Rakesh Kochar, the author of the report, who is Associate Director for Research at the Pew Center, a nonpartisan organization in Washington. Job loss was particularly severe for Mexican immigrants, whose unemployment rate rose to 8.4%, from 5.5% in 2007, the report found. Of the 247,000 jobs lost by Latino workers in the construction industry in 2007, workers born in Mexico lost 152,000 jobs, or about 60%. Latino workers make up about 14% of the United States labor force, and about 52% of them are immigrants. The Pew report, which is based on recent data from the Census and the Bureau of Labor Statistics, does not distinguish between legal and illegal immigrants. The banking credit crisis and a drop in home prices led to an abrupt slowdown in new home building last year. Illegal immigrant workers have been concentrated in construction, accounting for 12% of employment in that industry, according to a Pew study in 2006. Mexicans account for about 55% of more than 11 million illegal immigrants in the United States, the Pew Center has estimated.
So let's check the answers first. So first one is contributed, Second one is historical low employment rate of this. Third one is boom among immigrants. Associate Director for Research. Next one is immigrants. So you can check your spellings of immigrants within the paragraph. So you are making sure that your 1 marks is secure. Next is the construction industry in 2007. Labor force, distinguish, concentrated, and 11 million illegal immigrants. So these are the spellings you have to focus on. So sometime you can find the answers within the paragraph, but some of the spellings are too easy. But if you are confused, then you can just focus on spelling. So this is the sentence in the passive, so you will check the answer in the passive also. Next one. So this is the last one. So these are little bit lengthy, because but you can also get the lengthy blanks in the exam also.
After years of fretting over coming shortages, the country is actually facing a dwindling number of young people entering engineering and technology-related fields. The decline is growing so drastic that industry has begun advertising campaigns intended to make engineering look sexy and cool. And companies are slowly starting to import foreign workers or sending jobs to where the engineers are in Vietnam and India. It was engineering prowess that lifted this nation from post-war defeat to economic superpower. But according to educators, executives, and young Japanese themselves, the young here are behaving more like Americans, choosing better paying fields like finance and medicine, or more purely creative careers like the arts, rather than following their salaryman fathers into the unglamorous world of manufacturing. The problem did not catch Japan by surprise. The first signs of declining interest among the young in science and engineering appeared almost 2 decades ago, after Japan reached first world living standards. And in recent years, there has been a steady decline in the number of science and engineering students. But only now are Japanese companies starting to feel the real pinch. By one Ministry of International Affairs estimate, the digital technology industry here is already short almost 500,000 engineers. Headhunters have begun poaching engineers mid-career with fat signing bonuses, a predatory practice once unheard of in Japan's less cutthroat version of capitalism. The problem is likely to worsen because Japan has one of the lowest birth rates in the world. Japan is sitting on a demographic time bomb, said Kazuhiro Asakawa, a professor of business at Keio University. An explosion is going to take place. They see it coming, but no one is doing enough about it.
So these are the answers. So this is the first one, facing a dwindling. Second one is growing so drastic, behaving. The young here are behaving. So here, and sentence is in the active voice, then we will use first form of verb with ing. Finance and medicine. Next is manufacturing, almost 2 decades. So here it is 2. So if there is a 2, then we use plural. Next is the real pinch. Next is the problem is likely to worsen, and last one is the demographic. So this is all about today's video, and the motive of this video is to get familiar, and if you are getting longer paragraph in the final PT exam, so you have to focus on the screen and just keep your hand on the notepad, just write down the spelling, and if you are missing, then put a dash, and always try to note down the answer in the vertical direction so that you can easily find out कि this answer is missing, because here if you will see, then here it is 9 blanks. So you have to check carefully कि हाँ this blank is missing in this particular paragraph. So if you are facing any difficulties, then you can write in the comment box. You can also mail me, and you can also contact me. My number is given in the description box, and don't forget to share these videos with your friends, and thank you so much to watching my videos.